How you think?
So Thomas Lorini, broker investor, he came on the podcast a while back, a handful of months back. And he also called me about a week ago and said, hey, I want to talk to you guys about some exciting stuff we're doing in the event space. Now, if you guys know, Greg and I have been wanting to get involved in doing, hosting our own events here in Los Angeles, for the purpose of like real estate type meetup, business events, bring people together and talk about, marketing and growing their business in real estate. And anyway, Thomas reached out and he was like, hey, let's get together. So Greg and I met with him yesterday, and it was really, really kind of eye-opening. So Thomas has been, for the past couple years, flying around the country and Canada, where he's originally from, and he's been putting on these seminars, 3-day boot camps, boots on the ground where they go tour properties, all kinds of these like real estate related events. And they bring people in to talk about wholesaling, new construction, land flipping houses, multifamily, of course. And so he, basically approached Greg and I, and he said, look, BCGK is starting to get a following. You guys have your podcast. You guys are raising millions of dollars from investors and doing all these big deals. He's like, I know you guys want to be in the event space. I know you want to start doing coaching and mentorship and all kinds of things, but why would you start it from scratch if maybe you guys can join Wealth Genius, which is his company and his business partner's company, and kind of step right into throwing these events and already have a whole back end infrastructure. Yeah. And so anyway, we'll be announcing more to come. Yeah. But we are looking at doing hosting our first 3-day real estate boot camp here in Los Angeles, the first part of next year. So sometime in January, we'll be dropping the dates at some point. But any of you guys that are interested in real estate, business, networking, no matter what type of the business it is, maybe even you're just a vendor. You could be a lender, a lawyer, somebody that wants to actually get in front of these people that are doing these things. It might be a good reason for you guys to turn out and come join us at the event. Yeah,
that's what Thomas said. Thomas said a lot of some of the folks are just like kind of general or partners they're an attorney, a legal real estate attorney. They're like you said, a lender, and they become preferred partners, and they benefit from that. They have the whole group that they can access and stuff. So there's a lot of different angles. But Brandon's right. Thomas has been doing this, and I asked him what his demographics were. From the folks showing up and they're all young. Well, they're young and old, but there's a lot of eager
young at heart, like Greg.
Yeah, young at getting older at heart, but they're just eager to learn. Yeah, you could tell. I've met plenty of people. I'm sure you have too. Met plenty of people that are just like, well, like Guillermo. Guillermo was a friend of ours who was working.
He's not dead? Yeah, I'm shout out to you, bro. I know you're alive still.
Are you? Well, I haven't heard from him in a few days. Yeah. So, but Guillermo. A lot of eager people out there just need a mentor, and it's perfectly understandable.
Well, and I look at this kind of stuff two different ways, right? And we're going to move into the next topic here. But what I want to say about the whole coaching, mentorship, going to these events, it's not just the mentorship or the coaching, right? Let's say that you're trying to figure out getting into real estate or real estate investing, or you've bought a few smaller properties, you want to figure out how to grow. Coming to an event like this and getting around people that are doing it at a bigger level, of course, you're going to learn some things. And if you decide ultimately to take the next step and go into that mentor-mentee program, hey, that's even better. But I will say from my own experience, every time that I or we or our group has gone to one of these events, right? Rod Khleif's event in Denver, we spent time with Robert Martinez in Houston. I mean, we've done a handful of these things. And every time that we do it, actually, we find ourselves in a position where we leave that event and we've met other people at the event that were also there to learn about real estate. And now those people we start doing business with. I mean, perfect example, right? We went to Denver to Rod Khleif's event to do some 3-day training there and kind of check some things out. And while we were there, we met two guys, Jeff and Jawan, who are now one of our co-GP partners. They've helped us raise millions of dollars. They've joined us on a bunch of deals. Great guys. Jawan's been on the podcast. And so that wouldn't have happened if we didn't get our ass out of our seat here in LA and get on a plane and go to an event. So I think sometimes you got to just put yourself in the right room, bring your guard down, and you might be surprised at what you find.
You got to bring your guard down and you got to experience, because we went to Robert Martinez. Now that was a more intimate conference. It was just the small.
Shout out to Robert, the Rockstar Capital. There we go, the Rockstar Capital man.
We met some good people there. The staff. great people. I mean, Robert's got an amazing staff, and
amazing team. Yeah,
it comes from him, but they all buy into it, and it's great. But we learned a few things about ourselves and our business, and it seems like there's always a benefit when you get out and meet people.